the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS2 News at 11 p.m.
A day of wild weather across Southern California leaves thousands without power and claims the life of one woman in Tustin.
And taking a live look outside at Santa Monica, where the flags on the pier continue to blow tonight.
Strong Santa Ana winds have caused major problems all across the Southland.
Yes, that blustery weather is expected to stay with us through tomorrow, and red flag warnings will be in effect until tomorrow night.
We do have team coverage tonight, including CBS 2's Garth Kemp with the latest forecast and Lori Perez on the efforts to restore power.
But let's begin with CBS 2's Brittany Hopper, who's live in Tustin. Brittany.
Pat and Jeff, right now the wind isn't too bad where we are, but it was much worse earlier. In fact, take a look behind me. You can see the red tape. Danger, do not enter. And just beyond this red tape, you see a couple candles. That's in front of the car where a tree came down, killing one woman. The trees are still swaying tonight after a horrible windstorm touched down in SoCal. The high wind is to blame for one Orange County woman's death. 34-year-old Danette Burmis of Tustin was killed after a tree fell onto her car as she was leaving her apartment carport. Her neighbor tried to help her.
I checked for a pulse, and there was none.
He says he was out walking his dog when he heard the tree fall, telling everyone around him to get back inside.
And I heard the tree snap, and I turned around, I saw the tree fall. I put my dog away, instantly came out and saw all the power lines down.
Firefighters had dozens of calls of trees down and power lines down in the Tustin area because of the high wind. The dangerous wind was also to blame for a tree to fall onto an 80-year-old woman in Tustin. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Now, we are told that it could take days before all of this is cleaned up. We're live tonight in Tustin. Brittany Hopper, CBS 2 News.
Thanks, Brittany. Now, parts of Southern California are still in the dark tonight after the Santa Anas knocked out power. Sky 2 was over South L.A., where around 3,700 customers are in the dark. 28,000 Edison customers are waiting for the lights to come back on tonight. Around 6,000 LADWP customers are also without power.
CBS 2's Lori Perez is now live in Monrovia, where that power is still out there. Lori?
Yeah, there are still pockets of outages all up and down the 210 corridor. Behind me, you can see a crew set up. They are going to start working on a spot here in Monrovia. Many of the outages have been restored, but customers we spoke with, and no doubt these power crews know the winds are not over, and so this very well could happen again.
May not have been the best idea.
Hugo Torres had a fierce tug of war with Mother Nature this morning as he tried to save a backyard tent.
It was pretty darn bad.
He says the powerful Santa Ana winds tore through Monrovia, blowing down 3 of his fences, upsetting his hens.
Like I said, they're out of sorts.
The family tortoise,
But sure enough, he had busted through here.
fled for its life.
He was just hiding himself down there, you know, buried himself a bit.
And then the power went out all day and into the night.
As soon as we came home, we gathered all of the candles, and actually we just had dinner under candlelight.
The good news is some customers like Roy Lamb were already prepared.
Well, I went out and bought a bunch of batteries today, too.
He stocked up even before crews got to work at dozens of outages up and down the San Gabriel Valley. SoCal Edison had just notified customers of planned outages in areas expected to be hit by strong Santa Ana winds, a move to moderate the threat of downed lines sparking wildfires. A spokesman said the planned outages haven't started yet, so none of the outages today were part of that program. SoCal Edison said the challenge, come nightfall, would be restoring power in areas where crews can't readily see the damage. They urged residents to have plans and patience to get through the night and the dry, windy fire season. You'll get through the night.
Sure we will. We always do.
That's right.
Don't we?
Now, because of the outages, there were several schools in the San Gabriel Valley that were canceled today. Those are all expected to be back in session tomorrow morning. We are live in Monrovia tonight. I'm Lori Perez. Back to you.
Okay, Lori, thank you. So just how bad are the Santa Ana winds right now?
Well, CBS 2's Garth Kemp is here with an update on these dangerous conditions. Garth?
Yeah, well, they've slowed down as we always anticipate at nighttime. They're going to pick up again later on this evening, but you can still see the flow is offshore, obviously much better than what we saw earlier today. About 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, depending where you are. 13 down towards the beach areas there. That's why it's going to be a mild night by the shores. We get that compressional heating going on. But the humidity and the dew point extremely low. That has left us into effect with this red flag warning through tomorrow night. Wind advisory, LA, Ventura County, valleys and mountains continues through tomorrow. Way down to the south by the coast, you can see all is clear as far as the wind advisories go. Your complete forecast coming up in just about 10 minutes. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Garth. A murder mystery in Georgia is hitting hard locally tonight. An aspiring model from the Inland Empire was shot and killed on her way to work near Atlanta. CBS 2's Nicole Comstock is live in Yucaipa, where Kelsey Quayle was from. Nicole.
Yeah, everyone who knew Kelsey here in Yucaipa absolutely treasured her. They say she wasn't the type of girl who made enemies, so they're all stunned that this is how her life ended.
Through the crowd,
singing her heart out.
Ain't nobody low.
Being as silly and as sweet as can be. This is how close friends will remember Kelsey Quayle of Yucaipa. A small town girl with big dreams, making a name for herself as a model in Atlanta, Georgia, where last Monday she was mysteriously shot to death.
I know the family is, suspecting maybe the road rage or something like that.
Christina Robson saw Quayle rising through the ranks of the local pageant world.
I got to crown her as Teen Miss Yucaipa.
She's one of countless people here in California praying that police track down whoever senselessly ended her life 1,800 miles away.
Seems to us to be random at this time, but in our investigation, none of it takes it down a path that seems to be targeted.
Clayton County police say Quayle was driving to work at a dentist office in Atlanta when someone shot her in the neck. She lost consciousness and then hit two cars head-on. Security cameras captured this white SUV and this gray sedan at about the same time. Police think those cars could be tied to her death. Quayle's family told us they were too distraught to go on camera, having taken her off life support late last week. But those who admired her say until her case is solved, it will be breaking a lot of hearts here at home.
I mean, she's a beautiful girl, and with a heart like that, I think that she could have gone really, really far.
And Kelsey's celebration of life is this Saturday here in town. Reporting live in Yucaipa, Nicole Comstock, CBS 2 News.
Now to some breaking news. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is on the verge of arriving in Saudi Arabia. Pompeo is to meet with the Saudi King Salman to discuss the reported killing of journalist and Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi. Now, the Saudis are trying to come up with an explanation for what happened to him inside the consulate in Turkey just last week. Khashoggi was reportedly killed during an interrogation.
Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen has died. Allen passed away today due to complications from non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He was 65 years old. Allen and his childhood friend Bill Gates started Microsoft in 1975. Their big break came in 1980 when IBM decided to move into personal computers and asked Microsoft to provide the operating system, and that led to Windows. Allen gave away more than $2 billion to charities and nonprofit organizations during his lifetime. Besides co-founding Microsoft, he also owned the Seattle Seahawks and the Portland Trail Blazers. Allen's family released a statement that read in part, Paul's family and friends were blessed to experience his wit, warmth, and generosity and deep concern. For all the demands on his schedule, there was always time for family and friends.
An emotional reunion 2 decades in the making.
I'm glad to be home, and I'm never leaving them again.
In an interview, only see here on CBS2, a man wrongly convicted for murder that he did not commit. He sees his family for the first time in more than 20 years.
Plus, a legal loss for Stormy Daniels, what a judge ruled today in her lawsuit against President Trump.
And we're on baby bump watch. Meghan Markle makes her first appearance publicly hours after announcing that she's expecting.
And here's a look at the guests tonight on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.